Did you know that not all Black people are Africans? There is a group of people that are Blacks but did not originate from Africa. They originated from Negro land. Now, before you call me nuts, let me apologize to you in advance. I'm sorry they did this to us. I'm sorry they erased our true history and taught us a false one that did not teach us about who we truly are and where we truly came from. But most importantly, I'm sorry that we did not hearken to the voice of the Lord our God, because it is our disobedience to Him that led us here. I'm sorry. No, I find that the majority of people who reject this knowledge are pastors and preachers who have been trained in seminaries by white scholars to learn the Bible a certain way. You see, they were trained to educate us with white thinking as it relates to the Bible. Let me quickly put your preconceived argument to rest. This is not a race thing. This is a truth thing that unfortunately the white man has used the race card to achieve. Because when they sold us this blue-eyed white Jesus, everything was okay, right? But we're now in an era where the math is no longer mathing and we have questions. The angel had told Daniel in Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, shut up the book until the end, because in the end times, God had planned on setting some things straight. The fact that we're being blessed with this knowledge today means it's end times, baby. Let's get into it then, shall we? There is a place called Negroland, represented on this map between the region of Guinea and the Sahara Desert. The same area was also called Negrita or Negritia, but today it is divided into West Africa and the Middle East. But there is a people that originated from the country of Negroland that are now scattered across the four corners of the earth. And here's why. Firstly, there are a list of curses in Deuteronomy chapter 8 that God said would come upon the children of Israel if they did not listen to the Lord their God and hearken unto his voice, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes. Long story short, they did not keep his commandments and his statutes. So what he said in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25, took effect as a result. He allowed these Israelites to scatter all across this world, and strangers came and dwell in their land instead. How did the strangers get there? There was a Jewish and Roman war in the 66 to 70 AD, and that war expelled these Negroes once and for all. As a result of this war, the Negroes fled their land to Egypt. Then from Egypt, them run away and go to Africa. Now, these Negroes are a black race, so they blended in pretty well in Africa. But it was said that these Africans did not want these Negroes in their land, so they sold them into slavery to the white man. I know the truth might cause an offense, but it's not sin, and it will set you free. When these Israelites, or Hebrews, or Negroes, came to Africa, they settled mainly in Nigeria and Benin. Some of them are still there, but the majority of them are scattered across this world. If we ever find out who we really are, the people that say they are us are in trouble. This has got to be the greatest hoax in history. Revelation 2, verse 9 says that there are a group of people who are false because they call themselves Jews but are not. These Jews are white folks from Khazari because the last time the true Hebrews were in Jerusalem was in the 70 ADs. It is said that the so-called Jews who are now there are converts, and they are from the Caucasus Mountains in the southern hemisphere of Russia. Their king at the time, King Bulan, said that both Muslims and Christians were coming against his kingdom. So he didn't want to be Muslim, neither did he want to be Christian. So he decided that he and his people will be Jews. King Bulan then sent to Jerusalem to get Babylonian Talmudic rabbis to teach them Judaism. So they converted the whole country to Judaism and called themselves Jews. When Hitler decided that he wanted to get rid of these people, they had to find themselves a homeland. Since they were already Jews, they felt entitled to live in Jerusalem. And in 1948, with the help of the United Nations, Britain signed a declaration to give Israel to the Palestinians because they were living in that land at the time that the Jews migrated. These are white people living in one of the most hottest places on earth with no true heritage to the land. But because they are your bankers and they own your Federal Reserves and your media houses, then we just go with it. Now back to the Africans who sold us out. Yeah, I said it. So the war was to genocide these Hebrews or Negroes once and for all, but you can never kill purpose, can you? The Negroes fled to Africa and were in the Kingdom of Judah, the same place the slave coast is, the same place they get their gold and their grains. The 1771 map actually removes the Kingdom of Judah, but of course, they wouldn't want us to really trace where we came from. During the transatlantic slave trade, these Negroes were sold into slavery to North America, the Caribbean, and South America. Are we still here today? Absolutely. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11 says that it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time. Sounds like he has freed us before, perhaps out of 400 years of slavery in Egypt. He will set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. The word remnant means a part or quantity that is left after the greater part has been used, removed, or destroyed. That means that our Father have 99 sheep and one that is lost, and he's coming back for that lost sheep. That means that of the 12 tribes of Israel, the others know who they are, but the tribe of Judah is lost, and lost in the sense that they do not know who they are or where they came from. To wrap this up, there is a reason why Christ said in Matthew 24, don't be fazed by the wars and the rumors of wars and earthquakes and pestilences, etc., because the end is not yet. In fact, Christ said that, and this gospel will be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Not only is he bringing salvation to the Gentiles, but he must also take the gospel back to the lost tribe of Judah that is scattered to the four corners of the earth, so that they can understand that, yes, I allowed you to be scattered, but just like a parent who chasten and love their child, he is coming back for his lost sheep, because his love for us would have it no other way. And he made a covenant with our father Abraham that he will never break. Where you are now is not where you originated from. Why should a black man be called Mr. White anyway? Wake up, Judah. It's almost time to go. Hallelujah. Next time here.